What's going on, guys? PlotArmorCards in the house, and as you know, the Fusion Festival is underway. Everyone's collecting gems, everyone's spamming the shit out of Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, and everyone is having fun, hopefully. I thought I would go into this with my Frightfur deck, and it honestly isn't doing too bad. And let me go ahead and show you my build before I show you some duels, guys. So I'm running one copy of Fluffle Cat, one copy of Fluffle Wings, one Fluffle Octopus, three Fluffle Owls. This card is super dope, both as a polymerization searcher, and once you run out of polymerizations, which I've experienced a couple times, honestly, you can actually use this to fuse, so not bad. One copy of Fluffle Sheep, two Edgemp Sabers, two copies of Fluffle Bear, three copies of Edgemp Scythe, three copies of Fluffle Dog, three copies of Edgemp Chain, three copies of Fluffle Penguin, one copy of Fluffle Dolphin. I run a Raigeki just for removal. Honestly, I think this has been pretty useful as well. Three copies of Poly, two copies of Frightfur Fusion, three copies of Foolish Burial Goods. You do not want to see two of these in the same turn. Otherwise, it kind of sucks. But other than that, I think it's really, really good in order to dump Toy Vendor into the grave. But three copies of Frightfur Patchwork, run one copy of Frightfur Repair, and then three copies of the aforementioned Toy Vendor. So for the extra deck, so Frightfur Sheep I usually use as targets for, where is it? Frightfur Cruel Whale, just because it's something you can dump in the extra deck. And it helps boost Frightfur Daredevil's abilities. Next, I really like to run two copies of Frightfur Wolf. I'm running one copy of Frightfur Tiger. Now, this is something I just recently picked up. I don't think I had it in the first duel that I will show you guys, but just so you know. Next, I run one copy of Frightfur Chimera. Honestly, I have yet to even use this thing. It takes three Frightfur monsters, so most of the time what's probably going to happen is if you got three Frightfur monsters in the graveyard, probably going to use it with Frightfur Fusion in order to get this thing out. However, I just haven't been able to, or even wanted to get it out, really. Frightfur Sabretooth. This thing is clutch against Phoenix Enforcer. When this card is Fusion summoned, you can target one Frightfur monster in your graveyard, special summon it. All Frightfur monsters you control get 500 attack. If this card was used, Fusion summon using three or materials cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. This thing is really, really good, and it'll keep you alive, trust me. Two copies of Frightfur Kraken, two Daredevils like before, two copies of Cruel Whale, and then one copy of Dangerous Frightfur Nightmare. It's Nightmare E, I think. Yeah, there's a Y on the end. But, alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at these duels. And duel number one. So we got ourselves Edgemp Sabers, a Fluffle Penguin, which is always dope, Frightfur Fusion, and two copies of Frightfur Patchwork. And the first thing this guy does is Fusion Destiny. So you already know what's happening. Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is out on the field, guys. And now he's going to normal summon Shaddoll Squamata, and he's going to use this effect to destroy the Squamata in order to destroy his own card, and then they both have various effects in the grave. Squamata, I believe, well, let's just wait for it to resolve, because Phoenix Enforcer will bring itself back. But Squamata allows him to dump one more, I guess, and then that allows him to send Beast, which allows him to draw a card, and now he just sets one and calls it a turn. That's not too bad, considering Phoenix Enforcer will bring itself back. And there you go. It brings itself back. So next, during my main phase, I am going to start with using Frightfur Patchwork. He's going to chain his Shaddoll Schism. This is a very annoying combo in my opinion, because that will let him fuse on my turn, essentially. And then I can add a Poly and Edgemp Chain to my hand, and then I'm going to play said Poly, and I'm going to fuse Edgemp Chain and Fluffle Penguin in order to go for Frightfur Kraken. And now that Kraken is on the field, both my cards that were sent to the grave as fusion material both have various effects. Penguin, I think, allows me to draw two and discard one, but he also is going to chain his Schism now. And he probably should have done this before, because it would have limited what I would have been able to do. However, now that he's doing it, it's going to be a pain in my ass, because he goes for Winda. And now my Fluffle Penguin allows me to draw two, discard one, and then my Edgemp Chain allows me to add a Frightfur card from my deck to my hand. So now I'm going to use my Kraken to destroy his Winda, and then I am going to use my Frightfur Fusion in order to fuse all three of my cards, two in the grave and then one on the field, in order to go ahead and summon Frightfur Sabretooth, just because I need protection from Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. And then I normal summon Edgemp Sabers because I'm stupid and I thought I could use Frightfur Fusion twice, but I can't. But he uses it to destroy my card anyway, so I'm not going to take life point damage as a result. I don't think I was able to fully use Sabretooth to his advantage, because normally it'll let you special summon one from the grave, but then it doesn't really matter because he kaiju'd my goddamn thing, and that's a surprise because I don't normally see that many kaijus. In my opinion, I haven't seen as many kaijus as I'd expect. But then he's going to go into his battle phase and he's going to attack me with his Winda after brings it back, and then he is going to attack me directly with his Phoenix Enforcer, and I kind of am good to go because Patchwork, another Patchwork, but my Patchwork will give me a Poly, and then Edgemp Chain and Penguin's effects will activate, plus I have a Fusion, so I can do multiple things. And so I'm going to add Edge Scythe plus the Poly with my Frightfur Patchwork, and then I'm going to fuse right away. I'm purposely saving Edge Scythe in case I happen to draw into another fusion card, and then I can use its effect in order to special summon on my opponent's turn, which actually can be decent if he uses his own card's effects. But now he's going to use my... I summon Daredevil, and he's going to use his effect to destroy one card he controls, to destroy one card I control. I use Penguin, and I can discard one after drawing two, and then Edgem Chain allows me to add Frightfur Repair to my hand. And Daredevil's effect and Toy Vendor's effect are now going to activate. Toy Vendor allows me... Oh, sorry. He also gets to chain his Phoenix Enforcer, which will bring itself back, I believe, the next turn. And now that Toy Vendor's active, I can draw one. And... or sorry, not draw one, but its effect activates. And then I'm going to use my Fluffal Bear in order to discard it in order to search and set another Toy Vendor. And now I can activate Frightfur Repair, which will let me take my... Sabertooth and put it back in the extra deck. So I think I am good. I just cannot special summon for now because of his stupid window. So I'm going to let him do his thing with his Phoenix Enforcer. I don't know why he's not trying to do anything else, but putting Scythe in my hand was actually really clutch because that allows me to special summon on his turn, and now I can destroy one of my cards to destroy one of his. First Octopus's effect activates, I can bring back two of my banished cards, and he's going to try to destroy my monster, but Scythe is in the grave, so Scythe will give my card protection as well. So, and Cruel Will's secondary effect will activate. I can dump one from the extra deck or deck to the grave in order to boost its attack. So, he tries to destroy my card. I'm going to chain Scythe, so my card isn't destroyed. And then Octopus allows me to bring back two of my banished cards. And then Cruel Will is going to allow me to destroy my Toy Vendor in order to destroy his Winda, or that's what I thought. And then I realized that Winda cannot be destroyed right here. Once cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. So maybe I should have targeted and destroyed his Schism. But that shouldn't really matter, because I can still pop off combos on his turn since I drew another Frightfur Patchwork, and now I have a Foolish Burial Goods in my hand. But his Phoenix Enforcer is going to be coming back, so prepare to get annoyed. And he's going to choose to try to do nothing so far, and now he's going to be chaining the Phoenix Enforcer's effect, and now that Phoenix Enforcer's effect is active, he changed it to my Foolish Burial Goods. But he destroyed my card, and now Foolish Burial Goods is going to activate. I can dump Toy Vendor to the grave. Toy Vendor allows me to add card to my hand, and you already know what this thing does. This thing is super annoying. And now Toy Vendor is going to allow me to add Fluffal Dolphin. Now I am going to play Patchwork. That allows me to add a Poly, and I'm also going to add an Edgemp Scythe. And now that I'm going to play my Dolphin, Dolphin's effect is going to activate. That's going to allow me to set my Toy Vendor and dump my Fluffal Wings. Then I'm going to activate Fluffal Wings. That's a good combo, by the way. Banish it as well as my bear in order to draw a couple cards, and then Toy Vendor is going to activate, and now I have a stacked hand that I can really combo off with. So I'm going to Poly, and I'm going to go right into Frightfur Daredevil. And Daredevil is going to attack his monster, and he takes 800 plus an extra 1,000 thanks to Daredevil's effect. And now I can attack directly with my Dolphin. And then I can, on my main phase 2, start to Frightfur Fusion, but he quits. How about that? Round 2, fellas. So I draw a Cat, an Owl, a Scythe, a Poly, and a Frightfur Fusion. So anytime you draw a Poly and a Fusion, you're pretty much good to go. And he's about to end his main phase after setting one, so I'm going to go right into Daredevil using Scythe. And now he's going to use Defusion, which is interesting, which is actually smart, honestly. I never thought about using that in the Fusion Festival, because you know people are going to be using Fusion cards. I just happened to draw another Scythe, so I'm going to be using Poly again in order to go into Frightfur Daredevil one more time. And I'm hoping this guy doesn't have another Defusion. I'd be pissed. Then I'm going to use Frightfur Fusion to fuse two of my cards in order to summon Cruel Whale. Now, Cruel Whale is going to allow me to destroy one of mine and destroy one of his. But I have Edgemp Scythe, so only his are going to get destroyed in this situation. And then I can use a secondary effect to boost my monster's attack, Frightfur Daredevil's attack. So now he's going to use Predapunch. I don't even know how to pronounce that thing's effect. But my card gets destroyed, and then because of my Daredevil's effect, he'll take 1,000. And now he is adding a card to his hand, and I can attack directly with my card. And he gets to chain effects in the grave. That allows him to summon his Predaplant card, and then I would just go ahead and attack it just to get rid of it, because the Predaplants can get annoying. And then I'm going to go ahead and call it a turn. And now he's going to use his Predaplant effect from the grave, and I'm just going to chain it with my effect in case he manages to get rid of my card or whatever. I want to be able to dump as many sheep in the grave as possible to power up my Daredevil in the future. And now he has a Super Poly in his hand. And now that his main phase 1, he sets both of them. and he calls it a turn. So he can't really use Super Poly right now because there's nothing on the field, right? Unless he can fuse both of my own cards against me, which is something to maybe think about. But I'm going to use Owl in order to add the Poly to my hand, and then obviously Frightfur will, its effect boosts its attack, and then I'm going to attack both of his, attack him directly with both of my monsters. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm pretty good to go, right? I'm set. This guy got nothing. And then I was sorely mistaken because now he can Super Poly. All he had to do was summon one thing on the field, which is kind of stupid. But I guess that's the point of Super Poly, right? Then he goes into Dracostapelia, and then Cruel Will's effect did change, so I dumped for Repair to the grave. And Dracostapelia puts a counter on my card, but that doesn't really matter because he's going to attack it anyway. And now whatever I draw next is going to determine whether I can win or lose this. This is insane. So I draw Edge Imp Sabers, which is kind of decent. So I'm going to set this Edge Imp Sabers because otherwise how else am I supposed to protect my life points, right? But I'm going to make sure that Edge Imp Sabers actually is really, really good just because it can recycle itself. It has the ability to recycle itself. And now he's going to go to his battle phase after summoning 2. And he attacks my monster, obviously. Anyone would do that in this situation. And he calls it a turn. And now whatever I draw is going to save me because it's Frightfur Fusion, and now I can use all the cards in my grave. I banish both those cards, Fluffle Owl and Edge Imp Sabers, and that allows me to special summon Daredevil. And he only has 2,000 left, so if he destroys my card right now, he loses. Keep that in mind. Look at all the cards in my graveyard right now, extra deck cards. So I attack him, so he'll take an extra 1,000 on top of the damage he just took. And now he kind of has to just survive, I guess. So then he plays Predaplant. I don't know how to pronounce that, but both of my card and his card get fused into Greedy Venom Fusion Dragon. But my Daredevil's effect activates, and he takes 3,000 to the dome. Effect damage for the dub. All right, round number 3. So I got a cat, an octopus, a bear, a penguin, and a poly. So I need an Edge Imp card fast. And this guy, the first thing he's gonna do is gonna go right into, oh my goodness, Phoenix Enforcer, which is the most annoying thing in existence. And now he's going to go into Fair. So this is obviously an Elemental Hero deck, right? Or if not Elemental Hero, but at least a hero deck. And he's going to use the Ferris Increase combo. And then Increase gets summoned. Increase's effect lets him special summon Vion. Vion's effect is going to activate. He's going to dump a Elemental Hero to the grave. That allows him to add a hero from his deck to his hand. Elemental Shadow Mist, yeah. I don't know why I forget what it's called. Then he can banish one to search and add a poly to his hand. And now he's, I was about to say he would be smart to use the poly, but he does. He's smart. Smart guy. And now that he's using the poly, he goes into Dangerous. So that's interesting. And the first thing I draw is Edge Imp Chain. So I'm kind of loaded. I'm going to use Fluffle Bear, use his effect in order to summon, or to play Toy Vendor. And now he chains his Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to destroy his own card to destroy my Toy Vendor, which I don't really understand because Toy Vendor wants to be destroyed. The only reason I have it is to destroy it. He may not be familiar with the Fluffle archetype too much, but yeah, he messed up there. He done messed up because now I have a second Edge Imp card. So now I'm going to fuse the Edge Imp Chain and the cat. Edge Imp Chain is going to allow me to add a certain card to my hand. Edge Imp Cat is going to allow me to recycle my poly, Fluffle Cat, not Edge Imp Cat. Did I say Edge Imp Cat? But Fluffle Cat will allow me to recycle my poly. So now I can go off twice. So my poly is going to go back to my hand. My Edge Imp Chain is going to allow me to add Frightfur Patchwork, and this is where it gets kind of insane. So next I'm going to just destroy his card, and then I'll play Frightfur Patchwork. But he is going to Ash Blossom the card, which is completely fine, as long as he gets rid of it, right? Because right now I don't really need it too much. And next, since my thing is negated, I can use my poly again, fusing my Sabers and my Fluffle Penguin in order to summon Frightfur Daredevil. And now my Penguin's effect is going to activate. I can draw 2, discard 1, and I drew Frightfur Fusion. That's broken. Lucky draw, Plot Armor. And now I'm going to fuse all 3 of those in order to summon Frightfur Wolf. Frightfur Wolf can attack 3 times now, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to attack him with my Kraken, and then my Wolf can attack 3 times. But of course, he's going to use his Increases effect, which is useless right now, but attack 3 times, and then attack directly to seal the deal. And this is why you want to know other people's archetypes pretty well, because then you can know what to negate and what to destroy. And so I just think had he had a little bit more knowledge, he probably would have done a lot better in this duel. But anyways, guys, this is PlotArmorCards signing out for the day. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy the Fusion Festival, guys. And oh my goodness, look at the time.
It's time to do